Well, welcome back, everybody. We are here with another celebrity interview. You guys have been telling me how much you enjoy these interviews, so we're going to continue to do them. Today, we are here with a very talented young local actor from the Michigan area. I know not all of you listen in Michigan, so I have to specify what I mean by local, but local to me in Michigan. He has been in The Revenge of the Mask. He's been in True Religion Genesis, Division 19, American Sharia, and now he is beginning to film a new movie called Silent War. It is Zack Kurz. How are you, Zack?
I'm great. Everything's good. How you doing?
Good, good. We've been having a good week here at Massive Late Fee. So now, real quick, I want to sort of start out there. I mean, there's a lot of directions we can go, but I want to kind of start out with Revenge of the Mask. I know you guys released that on YouTube. It was insanely popular, 20 million views,
Yes.
and I know it's been taken down now. The web page is still there for Revenge of the Mask. Is that just search Revenge of the Mask on YouTube to find that?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. You
Uh,
can
and
follow and subscribe.
you guys are filming a new one to put up in its place. Is that correct?
Yeah, we kind of continue the story and
It, yeah,
veer
go ahead.
away from the comic book because you read the original Revenge of the Mask that we did was actually based off of the mask, the actual original comic book. The one that was made a long time ago, it was years back. I forget what year, but Jim Carrey made it.
Hmm.
That one was they kind of made it more comedic and and fun to watch. But I think a lot of this one was so popular because a lot of people they wanted to see like
Comic
the
accurate.
horror, the horror end of it because that's actually what the mask was really about. It
Yeah,
was more of a horror film.
yeah. Not a lot of people realize that the mask that came out in '94. I'm pretty sure with Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
It is a pretty big departure from a lot of the things that happened in the original comic book. I
Hmm.
know some pretty hardcore comic book fans that don't really love that movie because it's not very comic accurate. And your guys' version was a lot more true to life to the comic book, where it's a little more, like you said, a little more horror, a little more violent,
Hmm.
and that's kind of how the comic book is. Um, do you know who's going to be working with you on this new version that you guys are putting up?
Yeah, we're gonna have the same director, Lance Kawas, producer Dylan Sides, and then our guy who does a lot of the stunts, also does a lot of acting, Bobby Lanen.
Hmm.
I think how you pronounce it. Yeah, he's pretty talented in it, with a lot of things. Actually, he does a lot of different things, building sets, and he's good with the pyro stuff, like blowing things up and doing explosives and things like that. And he's a good actor. So and then there's my buddy Amar Nemo. He's a great actor as well. Brian Hines, who also plays I think he's been Vin Diesel's double for some things.
Okay.
And he's got a couple new films coming out, and then we're bringing in some celebrity talent or Hollywood talent. Uh, Dean Cain for sure, the original Superman. Nathan Jones, who is he's a ex WWE wrestler turned actor, and he's been in a ton of films, and he's most recently known for Mad Max Fury Road with
Hmm.
Tom Hardy and Charlize Theron. He played Rictus Erectus or something, I think his name was,
Yeah.
and possibly we may have Jake Busey coming out.
Oh, that's great.
Gary Done. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be a great film. So
Yeah, definitely go to YouTube. Especially, I know there's a lot of comic book fans that listen, so especially if you're interested in the Mask, the comic books, go to that YouTube page and subscribe. That should be out in good time. But definitely subscribe so you can get notified as soon as they release that. Um, so Zach, I was curious, going back to your overall career, how did you get started in acting?
I it all started with my I did some modeling stuff because I was really big into my fitness. You know, I liked working out and keeping myself in shape, and I kind of just decided that I wanted to take it to the next level with the fitness stuff, and it kind of just branched off from there. I got from there I got approached by somebody to do some romance novel book covers,
Hmm.
and I ended up doing a shoot, and that shoot just kind of like opened up a bunch of doors. And I ended up like the one shoot that I did landed me like 20 or 30 romance novel covers. And then a lot of people saw it and then they were like, hey, you should try your hand at acting, you know? And I didn't really have a lot of connections because the romance novel thing, I had to do it with another person. I had to do it with a girl, and we kind of would just act out different situations, and the photographer would take pictures. So they were like, hey, why don't you try acting? This is kind of second nature to you. So I listened and I found some. I think it was. It's on my IMDb. It's called Division 19. Was the first film that I ever did. I played like a featured extra. I was there for a few days, and when I was on set, I met a whole bunch of people, and those people kind of, I just networked from there, and it kind of took off. And I met a bunch of people. They liked that I was dedicated, and I was really serious about it. I'm passionate about what I want to do. Like everything that I get my hands into, I take it pretty serious, and I wanted to make it a career. So it just kind of worked out from there. I went from one to the next, and it just kind of happened, I guess.
Yeah. Um, what you're talking about fitness. When did that first start? When did you first start getting into fitness? And do you have a certain regiment that you go through? Or for those of you that can't see, Zach is a pretty big guy, pretty muscular individual, and obviously none of you can see because this is. But frantically go to, especially you women, go to IMDb and check out some pictures there. But yeah, you are quite a built guy. When did that start? And do you have a certain regiment that you follow?
I've been in the sports and fitness kind of my whole life, but it kind of started when I played baseball most of my life, and it kind of started around like my high school days, like when I hit about ninth grade, I think, because I wanted to be athletic, but I wanted to go to the major leagues, and I had a lot of competition. So I was like, hey, if I could just become the best athlete possible and blow my competition out, then I'm gonna do whatever I have to do to get there. So I was trying to get noticed basically, and it didn't really work out the way that I wanted. Like I got well noticed for my fitness, but it kind of steered me the wrong, not to to the baseball direction. It took me other ways.
Hmm.
So, but I just decided to want to stay as athletic as possible, and not become, um, I guess, washed up, you could say, because a lot of guys are like, yeah, I used to do this and I used to do that, and I don't want to be the used to guy. I just want to keep it as long as possible and stay healthy and live a long life and be able to accomplish as much goals as I can.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, do you find because of your build, like on your IMDb, that you've played bodyguards, you've played soldiers, things like that. Do you find that you get typecast sometimes as more of the big like brooding guy? Are those roles that you enjoy playing? Do you like to do a little more vulnerable type stuff? And do you find that you get to read for those kind of parts?
I like to do anything I can really get my hands into, but I want to do roles that people can relate to. I think is
Mm-hmm.
what I like the soldier role that I have now that I'm starting this week. That's something I've always wanted to do because it can really hit hard for some people, especially with the topic that the film is on, which is PTSD. They're trying to spread awareness for that because there's a whole lot going on with that
Mm-hmm.
that people don't really see. So roles like that mean a lot to me. It's a pretty big deal. And actually, there is a guy. I wanted to. I don't have his name here, but we had a meeting the other day for this film, and we were going through the script read. And as we were going through the script read, talking about PTSD and all the people suffering from it and how bad it really is, and people don't know about it. The main actress, I think it was her nephew or her cousin. I
Mm-hmm.
forget, but he's suffering from PTSD, and he actually uh, lost his life that day due to PTSD,
Oh.
and that he I don't know if I can say this, but he killed himself because of the things that he was going through, and I can't even imagine. I mean, I hear stories of it, and I'm glad to be able to shed some light on something that a lot of people don't really pay attention to because it is pretty serious.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think that's one of the rewarding things that can come from acting or filmmaking in general is to be able to, give voice to a lot of people that don't necessarily have the biggest platform to,
Hmm. Hmm.
talk about, their problems and things like that. And, awareness and openness and communication definitely, I think, helps with situations like that. And as you said, that's definitely there's unfortunately a lot of that going on, in
Hmm.
society today. So yeah, I feel you there. That's definitely a great thing to do, and it's nice that you feel the responsibility of it. You feel the responsibility of your role and your way that you can communicate that stuff to people.
Hmm. Hmm.
So you talked about Division 19. I am somewhat familiar with this film. If you guys haven't seen Division 19, I am almost positive that it is available for streaming on Amazon, and you should definitely check it out. It's a very interesting concept. This film where people get to choose what there's like an online connection between the general public and prisoners, and they get to choose what the prisoners eat and what they watch, if they fight people and who they fight, like setting up fights between them, what they wear, things like that. Definitely a very interesting film, and as I said, anyone that's interested should definitely check it out. What was it like being on a film like that as your first role?
Well, as I didn't want to mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. And I met a lot of good actors. I didn't get to meet the main actor. What was her name? She was the actor in Scream.
Mm-hmm. Um.
I can't. Nev Campbell.
Yeah.
I think that's that. Yeah. I didn't get to meet her, but all the other actors were great too, man. And that's where I made a lot of my connections. But being on the set was I just took it real serious, and I tried to make the best impression I could, and do a good job.
Yeah. It's the a movie set is like a little community, and
Hmm.
it's as you pointed out, it's incredibly important to to make friends. Obviously, people that you might form larger friendships with, but also to network and to put yourself out there, because that's how you start to get ahead, make connections in this business. So
Mhm.
that I think that definitely was probably a good film to start with as far as making connections go, because I know a lot of good people worked on that movie.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
what what's a role that you haven't gotten, or a type of role that you haven't gotten, that you really want to play, something you really want to tackle in your acting career?
Um. Well, one of them was a soldier. I wanted to play a soldier, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing that, but I'm not a main character. I'm doing a battle scene and just kind of showing what soldiers go through, and eventually I get killed off. So it's a soldier's role, but it's not the main role. That is still it's still one of the roles I'd like to play. Like have a full feature length film
Mm-hmm.
and play one of those. And another role I would have to say. Um, mm, I like movies that make people feel emotion. Like they're more like make people laugh, cry, just feel a bunch of different. I feel like that's what a talented actors can do is make people feel what the actor feels. And you watch a movie and you cry and then you laugh and stuff like that. But
So just
I like
make an emotional connection.
yeah, yeah, pretty much. And any role that I could do that with and make people really feel it. Uh, that's what I like. That's what I'd want to do.
What do you think would be your dream scenario of success in this business? Would it be, like moving to Hollywood and being in big Hollywood productions? Staying maybe more local and working on some Netflix movies. Netflix is doing a lot of stuff with original content now.
Hmm.
Or some kind of Netflix series or something like that, or where do you think is your ideal scenario to get to?
I've thought about that for a while, and honestly, I think I feel like Hollywood could be the place. I've talked to a few big actors about it, like Stephen Ogg, who's he plays in The Walking Dead. I
Mm-hmm.
can't remember the character he plays, but he's a pretty big character in there. I worked with him on a project called Rush, um, and then Tara Reid. I hung out with her when she was in town here, and we hung out for a few days, and we talked and talked about moving to LA. Is it worth it? And they gave me some tips and advice, and they said if you really want to go for it, then come out there. So, but they also said that it can eat you alive if you're not ready. So
All right, so you're trying to get ready, trying to build up a resume.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I believe I'm ready now. I'm pretty focused on my goals. I don't really stray too far away from my goals. So I'm focused. But I do believe Hollywood is a place that I will. Somewhere in LA is where I'll end up. But if not, Netflix films are cool too. I like any type of filming is fun to me. And no matter what it is, I'm gonna take it serious regardless,
Hmm.
and try to make it something entertaining and fun to watch. So
Well, I know I echo the sentiments of the listeners when I say we're all rooting for you to achieve your goals. Absolutely. Big fans of yours here
sure.
at Massive Late Fee.
Cool, cool. Yeah, it's. I hope it works out, man. I'm just gonna keep working hard and you know, don't listen to the people that tell you that that you can't do it. Because had I listened to them, I don't think I've done anything. You
Right.
know, so
Yep. There's a lot of naysayers out there, but you just have to
yeah,
block that out.
Oh yeah, for sure. And unfortunately, a lot of the times it's going to come from your family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
But and it did. But now it's completely different. Now it's like, go for it. Keep going, don't stop, and coming from the same people. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's about all the time we have, Zach. If people are interested to find you online, keep up with what you're doing, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on all social media platforms. Well, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Zack T Kurz. ZackTkurz. Or you can check out my IMDb if you'd like. IMDb.com/Zack Kurz. And other than that, you will see me on the Revenge of the Mask YouTube page. If you'd like, go ahead and subscribe, and we will have some new content for you pretty soon. The next film is going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty wild. So
Yeah, I
look
encourage
forward to that.
I encourage everybody to check out that Revenge of the Mask page. The first one, was excellent, obviously, and insanely popular. And I know that you guys will deliver more of the same in the next one. And check out Silent War. It's in production
Definitely.
right now, but so it'll probably be a little bit before it's ready. But definitely, everyone check that out and check out Division 19. It's a very solid film. Thank you for joining us, Zach. It has been a pleasure, and we will hope to have you on again soon.
No problem. Thank you. Looking forward to the next time.